Oh, do you know the Muffin Man, the Muffin Man, the Muffin Man? Oh, do you know the Muffin Man that lives in Drury Lane? Oh, yes, we've seen the Muffin Man, the Muffin Man, the Muffin Man. Oh, yes, we've seen the Muffin Man that lives in Drury Lane. Oh, come on now. How did you know? Is this your way of welcoming me back?
Welcome back, 4-Track Man.
It's been gone a while.
I don't know how long.
I love this song. This is a great version, too.
It is.
Where did you get this? This is fantastic. Yes, we've seen the Muffin Man, the Muffin Man, the Muffin Man. Yes, we've seen the Muffin Man that lives in Drury Lane. Oh my God, the Muffin Man. Such a banger.
Such a banger.
Such a good song. Oh,
I remember
thank you
Izzy singing
very
that.
much. Lou and Adele. Adele and Lou. I'm back.
Yay. Yay?
I missed you guys. It's been a while.
Yeah, like I said, I didn't know how long it's actually been.
Thank you. Thank you so much for allowing my nephew, 4-Track Guy, to announce a show or two. I don't know how many. I wasn't keeping track. I wasn't listening. Podcast fatigue.
What?
Dick.
Oh.
Dick.
Oh. Dick.
Dick.
Hey, it's another episode of Raw Impressions with Adele and Lou Barlow. I'm 4-Track Man. I'm doing great. Don't worry about me if you were.
I wasn't.
I forgot
My
about
nephew
you.
went back to the West Coast. He's with my sister. Oh boy. With my sister back in Santa Barbara.
Oh.
He's there. Who knows where he'll end up?
He wasn't a very good announcer.
Anyway, carry on, you guys. But what a nice surprise. I fucking love the Muffin Man. Who doesn't?
I wasn't really familiar with the Muffin Man. I don't know. I don't remember singing it when I was little.
I do.
Yeah, I don't.
I do. I think I sang it a lot, like over and over again. I have a kind of a primal memory of doing that in circles, kind of like how Izzy would do it. Do you remember Izzy singing it when she was little?
I don't know. I seem to have some blackout on Muffin Man. Like I just, when I heard that on these old records that I procured.
Oh, is that the first time Procure has made been used on Raw Impressions? Made its debut?
It's a good word to say, procured.
Procured. That means like acquired?
Acquired.
Yeah.
I acquired a stack of children's records from the antique store.
Which one?
Whitney Hill Antiques.
Ah, the new location
The
in
new
Deerfield?
location on routes 5 and 10 in
Deerfield, Massachusetts.
Deerfield, Massachusetts.
Whitney Hill.
Near the auction house, kind of. Isn't
Which
it?
we still haven't done.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, going to the auction house before the auction, we can just walk around and look at all the stuff. It's pretty cool.
I'd like to do that.
Yeah, I've never been to an auction, and I don't plan on going to an auction unless I was to see something.
Oh.
I suppose.
You suppose,
We
yeah.
could do that when we get older.
go into the auction house every week. I don't know. Why
could do
not?
that.
Sure. It's like a thing we do.
Yep, we come back on Friday or Saturday.
Maybe we have like a little pamphlet and we circle things that we're interested in.
Write down the numbers.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's what you do.
Keep track of things. Yeah.
My dad took me to the auction house. We were like, "Where are we going?" And he just pulled in, and we got out, and we walked into the auction house, and it was just big and open, and all of this amazing. It was obviously like an estate sale of some kind, just
someone died.
The sum total of someone's belongings all cleaned up and set out on tables with little numbers next to them. It was like fascinating.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
I'm not much of an antique guy, but boy, I'm obsessed with getting old children's records now, particularly from the Peter Pan record label, because I grew up with them.
Oh,
I
didn't know.
Yeah, and they have a particular sound. And when I was a kid, the turntable I had 4 speeds on it. So it could go 16, 33. 45 and 78.
Okay.
So I would spend a lot of time going between all the speeds on the children's records. And since I've just set up a turntable here in the Raw Impression studio.
Listen.
Oh, I was.
Listen.
When you were gone.
Listen.
When was I gone?
Listen.
Which trip? Oh, LA.
Yeah.
Listen.
Yeah.
I pulled out the records.
Fun.
Yeah.
Yes!
Get a guard to watch.
Oh, you're killing me with these. These are
Watch
amazing.
all night. Get a guard to watch all night.
What if he should fall asleep? Who would then the prisoner keep?
This is my kind of jams.
Bark all night, bark all night. Get a dog to bark all night.
I love this.
What if the dog should fall asleep? Who would then the prisoner keep?
Wild. Like, what is
I
this?
know.
What has this poor prisoner done?
This
prisoner prisoner done? What has this poor prisoner done?
He stole a loaf of bread, they say.
A loaf of bread?
That's what they say. 100 pounds will set him free. Set him
It's
free,
really good to
set
be
him
back.
free.
This is making me
100
really
pounds
happy
will
to
set
be
him
back.
100 pounds? That's a lot. 100 pounds he has not got. Then off to prison he must go. He must go. He must
Weird.
go. Off to prison he must go. What a pity, what a shame. No one even knows his name. Off to prison he must go.
Who knew?
Who knew? Who knew that
So many verses.
so many verses, right? Yeah. So many verses to London Bridge.
That
So many.
That sound is one of my favorite sounds. The little the slight beautiful crackling of vinyl when it's going. It's such a.
It's like a fire.
I love it, but it's soft. It's like this little gentle, like.
Oh, cool.
I love that sound. It really brings me back to being little and then putting on records and listening to records. And I enjoy doing that and knowing how to do that when I was little. And it just kind of brought me back. It was fun.
Yeah.
That was fun. It got me thinking too about prison and, well, in that, how something like that can kind of jog along, sort of forgotten thing. And I don't know if other people experience this or if there was like a time when this sort of play died off or if it's still active. But I remember when I was little, throwing people in jail was kind of a theme. When you were playing with your friends or something, it's like, you're behind bars or you're going to jail. And then someone would pretend to be in jail, and which is, wow. I know people like to point out that Gen X is like this feral, we're just this wild, like, and damn, are kids doing this now too? I'm just kind of scratching my head like, what
Maybe that's, as America becomes, as America becomes greater again, more people
are going to jail.
More people will be going to jail, and jail will be more of a familiar place for all of us.
Well, I do remember like kids adjacent in my, not like close friends, I don't think, but I had kids like adjacent to me whose parents, were serving time. This is when I was growing up, and that's, yeah. And then one of my good friends, I shouldn't name her name, but she lived down the street from me, and her dad was in and out of prison. He was a drug dealer, and they lived on the top floor of this house. And it was, I think I told you about them. They had like 2 rooms and a bathroom. So, and her mom worked at Sbarro Pizza. And so all 3 of them kind of like slept on the floor, these mattresses on the floor in the like living room area. And then there was like this small janky kitchen where, they hung out and ate, but I remember the dad like had also like this jar of like kind of money that was up on the refrigerator, that was up on top of the refrigerator. And then he'd like bring it down to count it. And it was kind of weird. I don't know why, but
wow.
Yeah. So it's just,
yeah, these records, it is, I mean, I'm kind of pursuing these records because they just trigger stuff. I put them on and it triggers memories.
Yeah.
There's a couple that there's some particular ones I'm kind of looking for. I don't know if I'll ever find them. There was one called What's in the Elephant's Trunk.
Oh, interesting. I don't know if I'm familiar with
How would
what's
you
in
be?
the
I mean, the thing
elephant's
is,
trunk.
there was a record label. It was in New Jersey called Peter Pan, and they just shit out records for like 3 or 4 decades.
Wow.
And it was a subsidiary of a plastics company. Weird. So it's kind of like, what do we do with all this extra plastic? I mean,
really?
I don't know the story. I'd love to know the story. The Wikipedia was very skimpy.
Oh,
for what Peter Pan Records has offered the culture and how familiar people of my vintage might be of these records.
Yeah.
There's very little information about it that I could immediately find.
Gosh, who worked for Peter Pan Records?
Who were the musicians?
Were you?
I mean, I kind of...
Yeah, were these just like hired studio? Like, is someone out there? There's people out there who maybe that was their full-time job, was just going into the studio a few days a week and recording these children's songs for Peter Pan Records.
And for sure, they spent like no time before they just recorded these things.
One take.
Like, what are we doing today? Like, bam! One take, bam! Yeah.
What a wild thing to think about. What a great documentary that would make, right?
Has lost her sheep and don't know where to find them. Little Bo Peep has lost her sheep and don't know where.
This one's not so good, Lou. This one's not so good. I'm not rocking out to this one.
Her sheep and don't know where.
And don't know. It's like incorrect. Don't know where to find them.
Don't know. I don't know.
Don't know.
She doesn't know where to find them. That would be the correct way of saying it. She doesn't know where.
That's awkward. They made the right choice.
So yeah, it was just
as a songwriter, I can say.
Okay, there you go. Yeah.
That sucked. Oh, Peep.
Oh.
Not for me. Sour. Really, really sour. Yeah. I thought it was bad enough with you and your ear thing. This reminds me of that.
This is reminding. Oh.
Remember Remember when you thought everything was ruined because of that?
Because of my ear.
Christmas
You were
and
like,
everything.
my ears are ruined. Remember?
Yes.
Boy, you sure can be dramatic.
Well, I still have
Yeah, what happened to your ear?
it's still fucked up. I have a low end hearing loss in my left ear. It's still, I can, I demonstrate it by doing like a finger snap in each ear. And when I do it in my left ear, it sounds like a snap. It sounds fine. But then when I do it in my right ear, it sounds really full bodied, like boof. I hear the boof. But when I do it in my left ear, I don't hear the boof. I just hear the, So it's still there, but there's plenty of other things to worry about. Other physical things that have occurred. I've had the AFib.
You're now going to try to get an ablation. He's going to get an ablation surgery, guys.
Yeah.
If we can find
I'm
it in our
moving on.
flippin' schedule.
I'm moving on to these ailments. Moving on, yeah, I might have some nerve endings zapped in my heart, so my heart beats regularly. Mm-hmm. Although it's been beating pretty regularly since I stopped drinking caffeine and alcohol.
Funny how that
Over a month ago, which is also what I was supposed to do for the ear thing. So right now I'm doing what I'm supposed to do for both of my
Any
ailments.
improvement in the ear or just the heart so far?
The ear is, I have to say, the ear is less obtrusive. And whether that's just because I'm used to it.
Maybe I'm
I'm hearing less overtones. The overtones are still there, like when I'm jamming with my rock band, Dinosaur Jr. Jay's leads kind of do trigger other tones in my left ear because it's a lot of that kind of whittly diddly up on the high registers, and it does trigger the ghost off notes in my left, but not to an infuriating or debilitating degree.
Thank God.
Yeah,
That's positive.
it is kind of positive. I'm living with this. This is kind of like my lo-fi ear. My left ear is a little lo-fi. My heart's a little wobbly, but like I said,
Did you see that Bob Mould posted a link to an interview, I believe, with him on Instagram about his ears? No. I kind of bookmarked it to go back and read it. Apparently he has super duper fucked up ears.
I wonder what I wonder if it's just tinnitus or whether he's got the...
Just tinnitus. I don't know.
that was... Tinnitus was... People spoke a lot about tinnitus when they spoke of Husker Du back in the day because they were excruciatingly loud and abrasive. They had a very abrasive high end when they played live. There was a particular amplifier that Bob used, a Yamaha, I believe, amplifier, that when I first saw Husker Du, he had that, and we literally stood right in front of him. When I say we, I think it was like Jay and myself and all my hardcore buddies.
Where, here in Massachusetts?
Yeah, in East Hampton.
Wow.
East Hampton.
You were kids seeing Husker Du?
Yep. Husker Du kind of ambled in. They were looking very tired. Grant Hart was beached in the back.
Tired old men already.
They were. They were older to us. Their van door was open in the back of the parking lot, and like Grant Hart was beached in the back of the. I'm just like with his shirt up around his belly, just like passed out in the back of the van. We're like, wow, the glamorous touring life. Like, when they came around, it was like they brought this kind of. There was an underlying sense of misery about them.
Reality check.
It was like, whoa, they did not seem, but it didn't matter because we knew their music reflected that. Their music was very, was real to us and very, so we weren't expecting to be uplifted by Husker Du. There were bands that did that back in the day. There was a band called the Big Boys that certainly did that. But Husker Du, no, what they were, we got, and we loved it because they were themselves. But he had this one particular amplifier that was insanely abrasive, and that's the first amplifier that Jay Mascis then got when we started Dinosaur Jr.
Really?
He went and found the same damn amp.
And
fucking deafened Murph and I with it. Because Jay would sit in the back of the amp. Anyway, old stories.
Can I just say, just admire for 1 second, you know how I love Bob Mould so much. I do. I just want to say, is he not just aging so beautifully?
Oh my gosh.
The man looks so gorgeous. Okay. I just admire him. He's a beauty.
He really,
right?
because
he literally has a twinkle in his eye now.
He does.
His skin looks good. It has good coloring. I mean, obviously his diet and things are like much improved. Like, I know I love to admire him, but my God.
Yeah. Well,
Every time he posts himself, and he posted a picture of himself the other day, like with his face tilted to the sun and his eyes closed, just getting a little sweet dose of vitamin D. And I'm like,
well,
oh, dear me.
1983 or 4, as it may have been.
I have a crush on an old gay man.
In East Hampton, Massachusetts, they were not the picture of health, although
Yeah.
Greg Norton, he looked good.
He looks great.
And he looks the same to this day. So he's been the same. His mustache.
He has an adorable mustache. He's adorable too. But
Yeah.
Bob,
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Didn't know we'd start talking about Husker Du.
Oops. Husker Du? Who knew? Husker who?
Do you remember?
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, God. This is not what I thought you were going to do. Okay.
Oh, I didn't know it would be.
PTSD. Whew, wow. Here we are. Okay. Great. Roosevelt Elementary School. Blacktop. Recess.
Well, I like this one.
Oh, great.
I do like this one. I like this one a lot. I like this one more than I care to admit. But let's be real. I've been clear about my feelings for Adele. I won't go on. I've been into this.
But that's not Adele. It's Farmer in the Dell. My bangs are... Oh, God, you guys. Please, somebody come cut my bangs. I hate them.
I can only hear.
A farmer in Adele?
Yeah.
You're perverse. Oh, my God. I don't know if I've ever had sex with a farmer.
I would love to have my turn. I would.
Yeah, the guy, and he says,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Now my turn is through.
Oh,
the one I choose is you.
Wow.
All I hear is the farmer in Adele, myself.
Dirty. So dirty.
That's all I hear.
Well, I don't believe there's ever been a farmer in this Adele. TMI. And that song, I didn't think you were going to play that, but I was just thinking about that song recently because I was thinking about my name and how my name was very unusual where I grew up. In the 80s on the west side of St. Paul, there was a lot of Nikki, Tammy, Tanya, like Jennifer, Adele. It still is not a common name, although I'm seeing more kind of variations on it now. And I believe it was like second and third grade. I went to Roosevelt Elementary School. I don't even know if it exists anymore in St. Paul. And during recess, the kids used to kind of like make a circle around me, like Ring Around the Rosie, and they would sing that song though, but like taunting me as if it was like a really bad name and say things like, who has the name Adele? And I was just burning with embarrassment, and just felt like I have this fucking weird name. People are making fun of me. And so that song would just make me want to like curl up and die. I just felt like so profoundly embarrassed by it. And, you know, when they were like kind of doing the thing of like making fun of me, they go, yeah, Farmer and Adele, you know, and just like sort of, and I think, you know, I didn't dislike my name. I just disliked that it was unusual to other people and that they made fun of me for it. And it wasn't really until I was in high school and I started dating this guy who became my boyfriend. And he mentioned how he thought my name was so pretty and he really liked my name and he liked saying my name. And I was really like relieved. I remember thinking, that's nice. Thank you. That was really nice to hear someone say something nice about my name. And anyway, that song is like, I'd love to have a new relationship to it.
I was Louis for a long time, and I hated it.
Did people make fun of you with your name?
There was a song called Louis. There was Louis, the song.
Yeah.
Everyone.
2 Louis, actually. There was
Yeah, right.
Louis. That was a big hit when I was a kid, so.
Yeah.
A bittersweet. Once again.
Yeah, when I moved to Massachusetts.
What's the other Louis song?
Face with
Louis.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Yo,
yeah.
Louis.
Yeah.
Oh, babe. That's a.
Yeah.
face to face. There's no face here. Only magnetic tape. That's all I am. A strip of tape.
Talk about dramatic.
That's all I am. Decaying. A decaying strip of tape.
I feel like we really covered a lot of territory in this episode.
I'm not long for this world.
Oh.
Oh,
The 4-track is kind of in rough
I
shape.
should call my sister
I
and
know.
tell her that her nephew should come back out.
What to do? What to
Four-track
do?
guy, he's good for me. He was good.
Not a very good announcer. 4-track guy. He went on
This
and on.
concludes another
Like his
Raw
uncle did.
Impressions, am I right, you
Maybe it's
two?
genetic.
Done. This one, right?
I-
What was it even about?
I know. Seriously. Rando.
Well, thank you for listening, everyone. And, maybe I'll be back. Or maybe I'll just disappear. It doesn't matter.
I do have one thing on the subject of names. As my microphone is getting lower. What the hell is going on?
You're like crouching over your microphone.
God.
Hunch.
I'm doing a lot of hunching lately.
Yeah.
I'm hunched over my bass and sitting on a stool. When I moved to Massachusetts, I decided to go from Louis to Lou. Because it was a clean slate. I moved from Michigan to Massachusetts, and I said, I want everyone to call me Lou from now on.
Your family. So they knew the deal.
Mm-hmm.
Did they do that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And I am now known as Lou.
Raw Impressions.